Hello, 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 y bendición. Welcome to Pero Who Am I? A podcast about self discovery and the life of a modern day Latina with your host, Lisa Marie. Hey, so I want to go ahead and thank you guys for joining me today on another episode of Pero Who Am I? Today's Spanish lesson of the day is going to be the word escuela, which means school. And for all my parents out there, we're starting this school year at the escuela un poco diferente. The school year has been a little bit different. We've got parents that have decided to homeschool. We've got parents that have decided virtual learning is going to be best for their children. And then we've got parents that have decided that they're going to go ahead and send their kids to brick and mortar. And I want to just internally say a little prayer for and for whatever decision you chose to make as a parent, and to all my parents that are out there. um there is no right or wrong answer as to why you made your decision. It's all within yourself. My family, we chose to do e-learning for my little brother and my youngest son, and then my oldest, we are doing brick and mortar. And we're doing, it's a not ideal situation, but for our family, this is what worked best for us this year. um, if I could keep both of them at home, or I'm sorry, all three of them at home, I certainly would have. But my oldest is starting high school, and I felt that it was really important for him to start freshman year in brick and mortar. So every morning, I send my baby off to escuela, to la escuela. And I say a little prayer. I pray that, Lord watches over him, that he makes the best decisions, and that he understands that we are still living in a pandemic. I make sure he has his mask, he's stocked with his sanitizer. And all we can do at this moment is pray for the best. Unfortunately, COVID is still around, and it's going to be around for a little bit while longer. And I know that they're working on making a vaccine. I'm not going to be that first guinea pig to jump on the bandwagon to get the vaccine. However, I know that um, we've got to learn to unfortunately live with it. It's one of those things where we have to live with it. We've got to cope with it, and we got to figure out how to move forward. It's opened up a lot of eyes to. It's opened up my eyes to a lot of things that have been happening in the world, and apparently we didn't wash our hands beforehand. We didn't cover our mouth and our noses when we sneezed and coughed, and just passing germs all over the place. So it's definitely made me more conscious of my actions and how I am around others. And at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we don't get sick, and that we not only protect ourselves, we protect those around us. So I'm sorry for the long rant. Today's episode is going to be a little bit more of a vent session. Um, I It's just been one of those weeks. One of those weeks. So, today's Dear Diary is just me needing to vent, and kind of just not necessarily winging it, but going with the flow and getting some stuff off my chest. And yeah, it is what it is. So, I want to start off. First off, I want to apologize for not having an episode last week. If you follow me on a weekly basis and you realize that I missed an episode last week, like I said, it's been one of those weeks, been a couple weeks where I just had so much going on. On episode 10, I believe, with Daisy from Double Dose of Raw Talk, Misty, I had announced that we went to contract to buy a house. And yeah, we decided we were going to move in with my mom for a couple months, make it easier for us to be able to save. At the same time, we're helping my mom out so that she can also save. It's, on the outside, it's a win win situation. On the inside, I just took a family of five and moved into my mother's house. And it's an adjustment. So I just want to say I'm really sorry for not putting out an episode last week. Um, I try my hardest to have some episodes in the vault so that on those weeks that I just can't stop and record, I can have something ready for you guys. But it is what it is. If you're still rocking with me, I appreciate you. Much love. If to those who, jumped off, I get it. I understand. You want consistency, and that's one of the things that I'm going to work very hard on providing. It's something that I need to work with myself is to be consistent. I've got so many goals going on right now. It's just a whirlwind, and it's hard for me to focus. So I've started to try and jot notes down, getting better about creating my outlines and things like that. I've got a couple awesome guests lined up for episodes in the future. Um, I just, there's just so much going on. So don't worry, I've got content coming for you guys. I've got tons of guests already lined up. I've got some more pitches I'm working on to get more guests on the show. Um, I have a very special episode coming up that if you listen to episode 1, I had kind of announced that I had, I spoke about my siblings and recently learned that I have another sibling that is very close in age to me. And I'm hoping to bring him on the show soon. We've discussed it. He's all for it. I kind of want to do a sibling episode with all my siblings. So that should be interesting because there are 6 adults and an 8-year old. So that's coming up as well. So again, I just wanted to apologize for not having an episode last week. Promise that, come hell or high water, there will be more episodes weekly going forward. I just need you guys to bear with me sometimes because, like I said, there's a lot going on right now. So there's that. And, another thing I want to get off my chest, I know I've been talking a lot about social media lately. I am working on not being on social media so much. It's a little bit hard when you are trying to promote yourself, trying to promote your podcast. Um, and I've got a couple little things in the works going forward that I'm gonna need to be on social media more often. So it's kind of I need to get in the mind frame of social media being for business, for empowerment, and for growth, and not necessarily being the bonchinche that social media has become. For my non-Spanish people, bonchinche means gossip. And that's literally what social media has become. And I catch myself falling into this gossip and falling into, just being on social media for hours at a time. And I'm sorry, but sometimes I feel like I'm just growing dumber by the minute, if that's even possible. So it's just, one of those things I need to work on. But recently, I have noticed some things on social media that has become eye openers for me. And I know we have this thing where we post on social media, we'll repost memes, we'll repost pictures. You'll post something that doesn't necessarily pertain to you, but it pertains to your quote unquote for my friend, asking for a friend. Um, but I've noticed some subliminals on social media a lot, and from people that I would never expect it to be from. So, my IG is pretty public. Anybody and everyone can follow me, but my Facebook is really limited to. I'm not gonna say my circle because there's like 500 friends on there, but I almost know 90% of my Facebook friends. So for me to see subliminals on Facebook, I know we always say, if the shoe fits, wear it. Absolutely, I get it. I just can't stand the subliminals. Like, if you really took the time to post something that is aimed at someone, put your big boy, big girl pants on and just tell that person, like, why go through the subliminals? Like, is it something that makes you feel more empowered because, aha, I'm talking about you, but you don't know I'm talking about you? Like, I don't get it. And it's become annoying and it's really causing me to reevaluate some of my relationships in my life. And it hurts and it sucks because you don't know if that subliminal is aimed at you or if it's aimed at someone you know or someone within your circle. And I am I consider myself to be a peace person. I like to say I'm Switzerland against my friendships and against my relationships. I always want people to feel that they can always come to me, they can always talk to me, and your business is gonna stay with me. It's not gonna go out. I'm not going to sit here and talk about people with you behind their back. Like if I talk to you about somebody, let it be known that they know that I'm talking about them or whatever conversation I'm having. It's not one of the, I'm like, I'm not going to put out somebody's business. I'm just not going to do it. But I'll definitely have a conversation with you and talk to you. And if you have a problem with me or you have a problem with someone within my circle, I'd appreciate you just let me know and stop posting the subliminals. Like, that's very childish. Anywho, that rant, yeah, something I noticed recently. My biggest biggest rant this week is going to be I have no patience. I have no motivation. Like, I've got tons of goals going on, but I've got tons of things happening at the same time that a mental break is much needed. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to receive that soon. But one of the things that has been frustrating me lately is everyone telling me to be patient, to stop rushing, to stop, trying to accomplish so much at once. And it gets frustrating because it's coming from those people that have already accomplished their goals or, they've already knocked off stuff off of their bucket list and they're working on their next goal. And I just think that instead of telling someone to be patient or telling them to, slow down, you're doing too much, how about you ask, can I help you with something? Or, how can what can I do to help guide you into what you're trying to accomplish? Like I am the type of person that my knowledge I share it with people, and maybe I need to stop doing that and maybe I need to start charging for that knowledge. But it's one of those things that I find myself constantly wanting because I want everybody to do good in life. I want everybody to do well for themselves. So for someone to tell me to stop or slow down, it gets really really frustrating. I have a goal of buying this house. I want to get married, like we're planning a wedding, and I'm told to postpone my wedding or postpone the house buying. Like, why can't I do both? I mean, I know I'm not Rockefeller. I know that I'm not marrying a man that is a millionaire. But I feel that if you put your mind to something and you work at what you want to accomplish, you can accomplish it. Even if it means busting your ass for a little bit, pulling out them 50, 60 hour work weeks just so you can, you know, someone told me, and my best friend, she said, you've got to be uncomfortable so that you can be comfortable. And that hits home. I'm going to be uncomfortable for these next couple months. I'm going to be very uncomfortable. But at the end, I'm going to be comfortable accomplishing my goals that I have set out. But anywho, so I like I said, I've had a lack of motivation lately, and today I told myself I was gonna sit down, I was gonna record this episode, I'm going to publish it, I'm going to work on my timelines for these next couple episodes that I have lined up for guests, and I'm just gonna take it day by day. I'm going to write down my to do list. And instead of doing like a daily to do list, I'm going to do a weekly to do list. And hopefully that'll help me accomplish things a little bit easier. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I know this episode is kind of all over the place, but I just needed to sit and record and just get some stuff off my chest and get rid of some of this tension that's building up inside of me. Just it's like I said, this podcast is a journey for me. It's me discovering who I am, discovering who I want to be, and discovering where I want to go. And you're on this ride with me. There's going to be some changes coming up to the podcast. A little bit further down the line, I'd love your input if you feel that, there's something that I could include on the podcast or there's something that I need to take out. Definitely would love your input. And send me an email at perowhoami@gmail.com. And, just hey, I feel that you could do this, or hey, maybe you should try this. If you want to be a guest on an episode and you have a topic that you think would pertain to, self discovery, to relationships, to mental health, shoot me an email. Let me know. If you didn't know that this week is today is September 8th, is mental health. No, I'm sorry. It's suicide awareness, suicide prevention week. And as someone who has lost a family member to suicide, I think it's very, very important that I'm a friend. I am here for you. You have friends, you have family that are here for you. Feel free to reach out. I would much rather answer my phone calls to you. I would much rather respond to your text messages than hear about your funeral, hear about you passing away because you felt that there was no one there for you. They say that most people who commit suicide feel that that's their only option. I want you to know that it's not. There are other options out there, and if just talk it out with someone. Talk it out. If you don't have anybody close to you in your circle, hey, reach out. Sometimes a stranger can help you a lot more than somebody close to you. So I'm going to take a quick moment, go for a quick break. When we get back, we'll get into our battle seriously. Hey, hey, hey. So I just wanted to start off by letting you guys know that Idea to Launch Academy is going to be launching its intensive course with the one and only Carla Ramirez in the month of September. If you've been thinking about starting a podcast and you're just not sure how to get started, I highly, highly suggest that you go on over to Idea to Launch Academy and get signed up for her intensive course. Carla will walk you step by step on everything you need from the equipment all the way down to the outlines. She guides you every step of the way. And with her intensive course, you meet with her on a weekly basis, and she's literally right there to guide you through the entire process. So go to Idea to Launch Academy. I will provide a link in the show description so that you can just click on it, get signed up, and be on your way. All right, and this week on Pero Seriously, this is my moment where I get to discuss something that has happened recently that I just had to take a moment, stand back, and just you cock your head. Did that seriously just happen? On this week's Pero Seriously, I want to take the time to discuss our lovely teenagers. If you're a teenage mom, you're a boy mom, a girl mom, I feel your pain. My children are probably going to be the death of me. My teenager told me that I am pushing him too much. And I know recently another podcaster shared the same, that her daughter felt that she was pushing her too much. I want my kids to graduate high school and have either A, their associate's degree, or B, some college courses under their belt. And the reason for that is because here I sit, 35 years old, over $40,000 in student loans, and I still don't have a degree because I haven't been able to finish. I try to reiterate to my children the importance of that now in life you need a college degree. And I'm not going to say that you need a college degree to make money because let me tell you, there are people out there making money with degrees, and the money they're making is not even in the field that their degree was in. But for you to own your business, you need to know how to run that business. For you to be an engineer, you need to know the schematics behind being an engineer. To, even as an artist, getting your degree is going to push you that much further. You learn your trade, you learn, your business. And I need my teenage boys to understand that yes, mom is hard on you. I'm hard on you because I do not want you to go through the hardships that I have had to deal with in life because I didn't finish school. And it's not because my parents didn't push me. My mom, my dad, they, pushed me as hard as they possibly could. My biggest goal in life was to graduate high school, and I did. My next goal was to graduate college, and I became a mom instead. So I'm going to finish school. That's on one of my goals. It's one of my, part of my 5-year goal. But at the same time, I keep telling my kids, do you know what it is to graduate high school at 17, 18 years old and already be ahead of 50% of your graduating class? Told my youngest, you know what it would be like to graduate high school and already have 2 years under your belt and start college as a junior? That shit would be amazing. I wish that I would have done that. I did take a couple college classes. I had an entire semester of college completed when I started my freshman year of college. And that pushed me a little bit further than half of my graduating class. But I look back at my graduating class, there's some neurosurgeons, there's some stock traders, there are accountants, there are teachers. Um, I've got, let me see, from if I look back at my graduating class, there's a news reporter, there is CEOs of businesses, there are people that own their own businesses, and there are photographers. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. We each went our own paths, but I'm sure that we each have our own debts to the school system that we have to pay back. And, I want my kids to do better. And that's what I try to tell them. I want you to do better than I did because my goal in life is to have you leave my home when you're 18, 19, 20, whatever age you leave home. I want you to leave knowing how to balance a checkbook. I want you to leave knowing what credit is. And I want you to leave having a degree under your belt. That's all I ask for. And with that, I'm going to go to my palabras de la semana. And this week's palabras de la semana, I felt really hit hard with my rant, my vent, my pero seriously. The palabras de la semana is it's a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up. And like I said, we're going to take this day by day. We're going to do as much as we can. But the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to quit. I have goals in mind. I have 5-year plans in mind. I have things that I want to accomplish for myself, for my family, and I'm going to do it. I'm not going to quit. It may take me a while. It may take me a moment to get it done, but it's going to get done. Well, mi gente, that's all for this week. If you liked what you heard on this week's episode, please be sure to take a moment to rate and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. You never know. I'm going to go ahead and start reading some of these reviews on a future episode. Also, while you're at it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you'll be notified when a new episode drops. And as always, if you want to be a guest on the show or you have a topic that you feel that I should discuss, hit me up. Send me an email at peroWhoami@gmail.com or find me on IG at peroWhoami_podcast. Until next week.